friends, in today's video we'll see class 8 biology chapter 1 crop production and management. In this chapter we'll be seeing what is food, why do we need food, what are the two sources from which we get food, what is agriculture, what are crops, what are the types of crops, what are the different types of agricultural practices to be followed to get a good yield, what is animal husbandry, why do we need to practice animal husbandry. So our first topic is what is food and why do we need it. Food, any nutritious substance that people or animal eat or drink or that food absorb in order to maintain life and growth. Now, food is any nutritious substance and that people eat or drink is called as food. Now, it helps us to maintain our life and helps us to grow. And why do we need food? Just as a power station requires gas or coal to power its turbines and generate energy, so we need fuel in the form of food to power our continued extension. Now, we need in power station, the fuel is in the form of coal and power. Why? It is used to run the turbines. Whereas in our body, we need food. In our body, the fuel is food, and it helps us to maintain our day-to-day activities. Now, the food we eat provide us with a range of nutrients like vitamins, minerals, water, fat, carbohydrates, fiber and protein. So now, what are the two sources from which we get food? The two sources are plant resource and animal resource. Now, plant resources are those resources from which the food items that we obtain from plants are plant resource. So, plant resource, we know that they are the food items that we get from plant or plant products. Example are wheat and rice. You can see a picture here. These all items are derived from plants only. Now, animal resource. Animal resource are the resources from which the food which we obtain is from animal. Examples are egg, chicken, milk, etc. Now, you see plant foods that we consume are watermelon, pepper, banana, peach, pear, mango, apple, grapes and plum. Whereas animal food you indirectly get from these chicken, cow, duck, goat, sheep, pig, fish and frog. So, now let's see what is agriculture. This is a branch of science that deals with growing crops on a large scale. Now, the word agriculture has been derived from two Latin words, that is ager, which means field, and cultura, meaning cultivation. Now, a country like India, which is mainly dependent on agriculture as a main occupation, more than 60% of India's population is dependent on agriculture. Now, let's come to our next topic, that is what is crop. Now, crop is only one kind of crop which is grown in a large scale, that is a crop. Now, you cannot grow if in a field you are saying that you have grown rice crop, that means you have grown only rice crop, there is no other crop grown there. And If you are growing wheat, you grow only wheat plants, not any other plants. So you classify crops on basis of nutrients and season. Now let's see on basis of nutrients they provide, how they are classified. They are classified as cereals, seeds, pulses, vegetables, spices and nutrients. So cereals are those that include wheat, rice, maize, barley, etc. They provide us carbohydrates. The main nutrient there is carbohydrate. Now let's see seeded plants. Now these seeds are edible seeds. They include all the cereals, all the pulses and all the oil seeds and the nuts. They provide us fat. The main nutrient they provide is fat. Now let's move to pulses. Pulses, they include legumes such as gram, pea, black gram, green gram and lentil. They provide us proteins. The main nutrient that pulses provide is protein. Now vegetable, spices and fruits. They provide us vitamins and minerals. Now we know wide varieties of vegetable, spices and fruits. Now let's see types of crops on the basis of season. They are Kharif crop, Zaid crop and Rabi crop. Now Kharif crops are planted or sown in June month and then harvested in October. Whereas Zaid crops are summer crops. They are planted or sown in March and harvested in June. Now Rabi crops are winter crops planted in November and harvested in April. Now let's see a few examples. Now for Kharif crops you have rice, corn, soybean and sugarcane. They are grown in monsoon. Rabi crops you have examples of wheat, oats, chickpea and mustard. They all are grown in winter season. Whereas Zaid crop, they include bitter gourd, cucumber, muskmelon and watermelon. These are summer crops. Now let's see what are the different types of agricultural practices to be followed to get a good yield. First, you need to select the soil. Then you need to practice preparation. You need to prepare the soil for growing a crop. You need to sow seeds. You need to apply. You need to add manure and fertilizer to make the field you need to make the field perfectly good for growing any crop. You need to irrigate the field. You need to remove the weeds. You need to control the pests. You need to harvest the crop after growing. You need to thresh the stalks. And you need to remove the chaff or calf from the seeds and you need to store the seeds perfectly. Now we'll study the each agricultural practices in detail. Now you need to the first is selection of soil. Now first the farmer should be it should be well protected to protect it from cattle. Now it should be well protected. Now if a open field is not protected from the cattle will come and eat the whole crop which you have grown. And he also needs to check the pH of the farm or field. Now we know that if the field is too acidic also the crops cannot grow, and if it's too basic also you can't grow it. It needs to be medium. So he needs to check the pH. Now let's see how to prepare. The next step is preparation of soil. In that you first you add manures, you plow or till the land. So first let's see what is manuring. The farmer first needs to add nutrients to make the field highly nutritive. Now Suppose the farmer has grown rice field from 2 to 3 years. The two crops will have absorbed the nutrients that the rice crop needs. Now, and the third year also, if the farmer grows rice, that yield will not be that good because the nutrients will not be there. Now he need to add the nutrients to that first, and then he needs to plow or till it. Now it means to aerate or lose the land. Now you can see a person plowing here. Here are two ox. He plows the land with two oxes. Now here is a manure. Now let's see what are the advantages of plowing. It helps in turning the soil, which brings the nutrients from the soil to the top. Now some nutrients will be below. That nutrient should be brought above. Now the plants grow in topsoil. Their roots yield in topsoil, whereas some important nutrients will be in subsoil. That subsoil nutrient should be brought to the topsoil so that the roots get the nutrients. So only plowing is done. It helps in loosening the soil, which helps the root to penetrate deep inside the soil. Now if the soil is too hard, the roots can't go deeply penetrate. Now if it's loose, the roots will penetrate easily. Now the third advantage it also helps in proper mixing of manure in the soil. Now if you add manure only in the topsoil, the plants won't grow that properly. It should be added to all the layers till where the root crops grow. So now we know the advantages of plowing. Now let's move to the next step. Now we'll see instruments used to plow. Now the instruments are hoe, plow and the cultivator. The hoe and plow are traditional methods and the cultivator is a modern method. So let's study hoe. Hoe is a bladed tool that has a long rod of wood or iron. The one end of wood has a fixed strong blade and a bent plate of iron that works like a blade. Another end is attached to a beam that is placed on a pair of bull during plowing the fields. Now a hoe looks like this. Now this is an iron plate and this is a wooden stick, and this iron plate acts like a blade. This iron plate acts something like a blade.